Roll up for the sun-kissed sale of the century as Harry and especially Meghan continue to shamelessly cash in on their dwindling royal status. But wait a minute, wow, this just in. You can almost feel the excitement after 50, no fewer than 50 jars of Meghan's eagerly awaited strawberry jam were sent to the VIPs whose influence she thinks will help flog the boringly beige products on her thrilling new lifestyle site, American Riviera Orchard. Knives, forks, towels, cushions, and so much more. Everything must go at Meg's Megastore. All yours for vastly inflated prices. Obviously, we're all on the edge of our seats ahead of Ms. Markle's online shop finally opening for business. I, for one, simply can wait. The ambitious Duchess announced her money-spinning venture a few weeks ago, but as yet, her forum for flogging bland household wares doesn't seem to have sold a single item. Presumably, après le jam, le deluge. But until then, the tension is utterly unbearable. But never fear, the Del Boy Sussexes have many more strings to their entrepreneurial bow. So, contain yourselves and mentally prepare for Her Montecito Majesty's sizzling new Netflix series about cooking, gardening, entertaining, and friendship. Yes, the suffocatingly cosy world, according to Ms. Markle, is coming soon to a TV screen near you. Thank God for the off switch. But if you think that sounds dreadfully dreary, no mean feat, Harry's latest Netflix project might actually be even drearier, unless you happen to be fascinated by chinless wonders on horses. Yes, the privileged prince is treating us to a programme all about a minority sport that only the filthy rich and privileged posh can afford. Everything you ever wanted to know about, drumroll, polo, but never dared ask. The problem being, for most of us, that we never wanted to know anything about bloody polo and therefore never bothered to ask. I mean, who cares if Harry's elitist gallop through the field of expensive equestrian dreams seems a little light on mass appeal? Meghan on the joys of friendship seems even lighter, especially coming from a woman who can't even stay friends with her own family. I wonder what her next TV blockbuster will be. How to stay close to your dad? How to maintain a loving relationship with your in-laws? But tedious though these plodding productions may appear, at least they keep the money rolling in. At least they keep the gruesome twosome's $100 million Netflix contract vaguely intact. With a massive mansion and private jets to pay for, it ain't cheap being the Sussexes. Must have been quite a body blow when Spotify pulled the plug on their £20 million deal after Meg's woefully worthy, disastrously dull podcast Archetypes. Word is she's looking to make more poor quality podcasts with a different production company. Lucky them. Good luck with that, Meg. God knows you're going to need it. But what exactly has happened to a virtue-signalling royal double act who started out with honourable intentions to help people and make the world a better place? Say what you like about Harry and Meghan, but they've definitely been on a journey from making the planet better to making jam. Where did it all go wrong? Where did it all go wrong, JJ?
It hasn't gone wrong. You've just...
No, sorry. It's been fantastic, hasn't it?
Well, it has actually. You just listed
how excited are you by the jam?
I can guess about the jam, but no one's saying...
I thought you would be. I thought you liked it.
No one was saying about when King Charles was doing the same thing, selling jam from his little duchy. No one was mocking him about it. Yeah. Meghan's doing it. Suddenly it's just jam. Well, a few weeks ago, Kev, you were on this show saying they're doing nothing. They've lost their Netflix deal. They've lost their Spotify deal. They're doing nothing. What are they doing with their time? Where's this website? Well, she made the website. She has,
she's made some jam.
And she's doing some soft
launches.
She's
made a website and some jam. You think that's the epitome of activity,
no, it sounds like the epitome. Why do you think she's got to have this whole deluge of stuff going on? She's doing things as she likes, little by little. It's actually very smart. When Beyonce makes a new clothing range, she sends a few bits out to a few influencers. This is how the modern world works. You wouldn't know because you're
what the you know about the modern world, you middle-aged.
I'm a middle-aged.
Me, I'm single, no kids, nothing like that. Him, wives, kids,
single.
divorces.
You're not single.
You're just an old git. Right, Amanda, what do you think about Meghans Jam? Are you excited?
I am.
Would you have preferred it to be a different flavour, or is
Yeah, we did a
strawberry
bit.
Okay?
I think we needed a bit of variety.
Raspberry
didn't
would have
we?
been good, wouldn't it?
We needed variety. I just think it's
Variety.
really.
You want a variety
it's a
of jams.
variety of jam. Yeah, what's she doing? What a. No, I'm sad about it because to me, I think she's someone who had married a prince, had this incredible life, lived in palaces, and just had the world at her feet. Yeah. And now she's doing what every kind of Z-list celebrity does, is kind of just flog anything and everything to make some quick cash.
No, not anything. It's a jam. The king of this country flogs jam.
He doesn't.
Yeah. Sorry. He doesn't. Now it's his son.
His son does.
Well, now it's his son. But
it's the Duchy of Cornwall.
It was the king who started it when he was Prince of Wales. It was he who started it. It's now his son does. You think King Charles is a celebrity?
But he's actually got other jobs going on.
So does Meghan Markle.
Completely obsessed with now just making a lifestyle brand for herself, which is.
What's wrong with that?
Is that why?
And she's got more than that.
Want to be
she's got Netflix as well. She's also doing paying for several charities. She's doing so much good work elsewhere. But you want to focus on the fact that she's selling jam and
because she's going
selling jam. Oh, like that's such a bad thing to do. Oh, she's selling jam. Why isn't she selling more than just jam?
Though, isn't it?
What's pathetic about it? If you could flog jam for $200
if I don't want to,
you'd be doing it yourself right now.
If I'm selling jam for a living, I'm thinking that's pathetic. I really don't. I really want to do more with my life than that. Really? But to be fair,
she's this amazing actress and she left this big job and now she's making jam. It's a bit like, oh, really?
Yeah. When did she say she's an amazing actress?
Yeah, she'd have no justification to say that. Yeah. She's not an amazing actress. I mean, seriously. I mean, to be fair, let's give JJ a break. You're very feisty today, by the way, JJ. But seriously, this is a technique. She sent these twee jars of jam to 50 people who she thinks will influence their sales. Sales of her towels and cushions and whatever the else it is she's going to sell on this piss-poor website. I mean, have you seen it? It's all beige and crap.
Yeah, that's the brand. That's the brand is beige and it works. And we'll see. In a few months' time, we'll look at what sales they've made and we'll see how much stuff is sold out. And I guarantee you, most of the stuff she's plugged on that website will sell out. And that will finally put a sock in the mouths of you two naysayers.
It won't, you Meghan. Honestly, what a Meghan! Oh, she's wonderful. Oh, Your Majesty, love your jam. Wonderful.
It's just you two talk so much shit.
If you look really carefully at Meghan's, you can just about see your shoes hanging out the bottom of it. I mean, seriously, it's time for a bad ad. God, that's a Japanese advert for Burger King.
Amazing.
Only in Japan, I suppose.
Yeah. A bit kind of food porn, isn't it?
Yeah, but do you think he really could get his whole mouth around that?
I think that might have been AI.
AI. Not in those days. Yeah. But it would have been faster for him just to stand up and walk there. Yeah. Instead of doing this thing across, just walk down there, pick it up like a man, and munch it, mate.
They'll probably have to cut this out, but I think he's got a golden future in the gay community. You know what I mean?
I think they will cut that out.
Yeah. Do you think they will leave that on the cutting room floor? They probably will. But yeah, I've never had a Burger King anywhere, actually, but certainly not in Tokyo.
Really? What about in America when you were living over there? You didn't eat fast food ever?
No, I don't. No, I've never had a McDonald's. I've told you that before.
Yeah, that really shocked me.
Yeah, you haven't lived
I've never had I certainly haven't had one of them. I don't really like... I mean, I don't mind a burger now and again. At least I used to not mind them. But I've never liked them much.
About McDonald's, that was weird. You said you'd never eaten a McDonald's before, but you did used to hang out in them.
That's right. You said my business meeting.
Yeah. Do you go to Burger King there as well and hang out?
Movers, shakers. We were called movers and shakers in McDonald's. We were quite a successful set, I'll tell you. No, I like the chicken McNuggets and the shakes and all that, but I never liked the burgers much, and I've never had a Burger King. Sounds like that film Pulp Fiction. Talking about Burger Kings. Time now, I think, for some mean tweets. Who's got them?
I've got them. I've been promoted. I'm back.
You've got
Back to my old position.
What did I do wrong? I got sacked.
So this is a good one to kick off. Nice and simple. Kevin O'Sullivan is a sad.
Yeah. I am not sad.
Kevin O'Sullivan is a cowardly piece of. Just remember what you said in a couple of months, Kevin, when your karma comes around. Remember, the internet keeps receipts. TV needs to stop giving these vile individuals platforms. Keep your eye on your postbox, Kevin, for when your lawsuit arrives. Disgraceful excuse for a man. And you applied to that one.
I did, actually. What did I reply?
You applied, and what kind of lawsuit would that be? You don't know, do you? Because you clearly don't understand the law.
Well, I'm right, aren't I? There's no lawsuit in what I say about Harry and Meghan, and that is final. I'll see you in court. And now it's time for some real ads. What just happened?
He's mad as hell. It's Kevin O'Sullivan.
Welcome back to the greatest show ever made. What just happened? I'm Kevin O'Sullivan. That's Amanda Devlin, and that's not. Now, here are a few of my thoughts on Harry and Meghan. Here we go. No, this is actually a particular area. Anyway, you'll find out. If it's humiliation you're after, walk a mile in litigious Prince Harry's shoes. Judge Sir Peter Lane did not mince his words as Harry's latest desperate demand for armed police protection spectacularly unravelled at the High Court. The Beak spelt it out. Sir Peter warned the devastated Duke the chances of another appeal succeeding were, and I quote, frankly hopeless. And contrary to Harry's insistence that he had partially won his case, Judge Lane declared that he had, and again I quote, comprehensively lost. In effect, Sir Peter told Harry to sling his hook, give it up and don't come back. But whether this most obstinate of legally inclined princes will heed the wise advice from the bench is a moot point. Casual observers of Harry's numerous adventures in legal land could be forgiven for concluding that this is an entitled little man who deludes himself that his mere presence in a courtroom is a surefire guarantee of victory. Who can forget his case against the Daily Mirror newspaper group when he stood on the witness stand and maintained that journalists for the paper serially hacked his phone, even though he didn't have a scrap of evidence to prove it. But here he goes again in his obsessive pursuit of state-funded security for him and his family on their rare trips to Britain. The police and the Home Office maintained, correctly it transpired, that Harry and Meghan forsook their right to official protection the moment they quit frontline royal duties for a new life in the Californian sun. Harry, of course, appealed and along the way fired off a quick lawsuit against the Mail on Sunday for an article he said implied he was a cynical liar who tried to keep secret his battle with the Home Office. In January, the Duke dropped this libel action and was required to pay the paper's £250,000 legal costs. Back to the more recent High Court drama, though, and among other complaints, Harry insisted that he should not have to foot the taxpayers' legal costs of £500,000 because he had not totally lost the case. Cue the judge to reiterate the fact that the Prince had indeed lost comprehensively, adding that the argument for a 50 to 60% reduction was, and again I quote, unsupportable. In other words, on your royal bike, Harry. The Duke's insistence that he had been partially successful was, according to a distinctly dismissive Sir Peter, without merit. These were excruciatingly powerful put-downs for a prince who believes he's always right. Certitude is the name of Harry's gormless game. And now he's counting the cost to the tune of £1 million. Half to us, the British taxpayer, and the other half are Harry's own expenses for his high-priced legal team and their failed action. But in the end, it's not the financial loss that will hurt Harry. No, It's the confirmation of his low status that will be like a dagger through the self-important prince's heart. He wanted to leave the drab old palaces and dreary old royals behind, but keep his position at the pinnacle of British society, right at the top of the ladder. No dice, mate. You want cops with guns to keep you safe? Fine. Rejoin the royal family. Otherwise, pay for your own security. No guns, mind. That's against the law, in the eyes of which you're entitled to absolutely no special treatment at all. Got that, Harry? You're just another loser. Get used to it. He is, isn't he?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's this entitlement and that money. Can you imagine at the moment what you could do with all the millions of pounds that has been spent on these court battles?
Yeah.
Where they could be giving that out to charities to help them out. If he's got that much cash and throwing it about willy-nilly like this.
Point, yeah.
And I feel like the jam, for instance, with Meghan, that maybe should have been going to homeless people rather than celebrities and influencers.
Why would that?
and all of
Why
stuff,
homeless people?
Help people out, you know.
Oh,
rather,
yes,
that's what they want to do.
Fuck homeless people.
That's what they want.
It is a tub of
They
jam.
want to help. They're
No,
so
it's so stupid
goody
to
goody.
say.
They want that.
How many jars of Meghans Jam would you have to sell to pay for Harry's £1 million legal costs? Quite a few, yeah?
Yeah, a couple of thousand.
For about 500 million.
But I think this is why
200,000.
it's public opinion has turned against them so much. Is because that is just so unbelievable. That amount of money is just to the normal person is just so obscene. And in this time of life, when you've got wars going on, it's just terrible things happening. Can we just sort of have a bit of perspective?
Yes,
And I don't think we get any
should.
from them.
Yeah.
Really? This country spends and wastes billions of pounds. Keep in the magic money tree.
What the fuck is it got to do with this country? We're talking about them.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, if Harry wants to take people to court, he's rich enough to do so. Unfortunately, whether you like it or not, this is the legal
But
system.
it doesn't make him very likeable.
Well,
I mean, I
it
think
It doesn't.
a fair
That's
point
exactly
to
it.
say, yeah.
It makes him seem like a petulant little.
No, I think he's fighting.
It does.
The amount,
It does.
the amount he's spent on this
Sends off lawsuits like confetti.
and he could have spent that money on his security for his family, but instead he's just been spending it on the courts.
Well, don't you think, JJ, that the whole basis of this legal action about gun protection, armed police protection, it's because he wants the same status as the rest of the royal family who do their frontline duties. But because him and Meghan have left the country and no longer perform frontline royal duties, they do not warrant or deserve armed police protection.
I certainly think they shouldn't be getting any kind of police protection when they come to the country.
Yeah, good, yeah.
People like The Rock, other mega stars come to this country and have to pay for their own security.
Sure, absolutely.
And they don't get guns. I fully understand that. But Meghan Markle, the police, the Met Police, had received credible threats against her life, and Harry wants gun protection for that alone.
Yeah, but lots of people get that.
Yes, but they said these were credible terrorist threats against her.
But, you know, people like Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, all the big stars, they get credible threats against them all the time. They don't go around demanding armed police protection when they come to Britain.
No, they don't.
He's an entitled little.
Well, he's entitled. He's a prince. What do you expect? You're going on like this kid.
He's a prince.
You're going on.
I didn't realise he was a prince.
You're still speaking about it as if it's one of the counts of the state. He's entitled. Of course, he's entitled.
He looks at you. Be me ever so humble. He's a prince. He's a prince.
But of course, he's entitled. What do you expect? Of course, he's entitled. I'm saying that's. They're born to do nothing apart from rule. That's all. That's their job.
Well, they don't rule.
No, they do nothing, basically.
So they're born to do nothing.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You admit that Harry was born to do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every single member.
Good at it, isn't he?
Well, they're all good
But
at
he's
it.
doing even less than nothing because now he's just abandoned his duties at home.
To
and
make money off his own back.
And so he's just gone.
So when-
yeah, but he
when-
still
when-
wants
when
us
I'm
to
paying-
pay for security. That's the whole point of the debate,
Yeah, but we're not
JJ.
paying for William and Charles, are we not? Yes, we are.
We do
Yeah,
pay.
because
Yeah, but that's
they
because they're
actually
here.
work.
Not just the security. We're paying for their houses. So what's the one up in Scotland called? The one he's now charging people £200 to go an afternoon tea at?
Balmoral.
Yeah. So his houses need fixing. The public is still being forced to pay for it, even though we already pay for it. We already pay for the royal family, and now we have to pay for everything else.
Historic. I mean, it's not. I'm not
We
going to
pay for them. Why do you think, JJ, that Americans have gone off Harry and Meghan so much?
Because the press turned against them. That's what I think.
Oh, really? You don't think Americans can make up their own minds?
Clearly not.
They can.
They're heavily
They
influenced.
can.
They're heavily influenced
They're
what
not
they
stupid,
hear
you know.
and see. Well,
No, they're not.
debatable.
Well, you're saying Americans are stupid. You see, here
Yeah,
it goes again.
yeah,
Here it goes again.
Yeah. Here we go
They're
again.
not
Here we go
stupid.
again.
Of course they're not. They're making their own minds up. It's pretty obvious. This couple
And
behaving in an
they
abysmal
gave
way.
her a chance. They wanted to like her, and it's just been been pushed and pushed and pushed. You know?
No. Everything's going to work out just fine for this couple. Companies, people can say they dislike them, yet people still talk about them. People are still making money from Harry and Meghan.
I agree with that.
This is
They're
it.
a good story.
They're a great story. Netflix are making money from them. Spotify didn't make money from them, but they did have the record-breaking numbers of listeners.
Stop saying
Archetype,
that. It was
but it's true.
disaster.
But it's true. Archetype was.
Spotify was so
record smash.
thrilled with Archetypes.
Well,
they axed the
That's
thing.
bad business on their side of things. That's bad business by Spotify for not getting a good enough deal out of them. That's not Harry and Meghan's fault. If that was Trump, we'd be saying Trump's a great businessman. Great businessman. He managed to get a great deal. He does well. The company didn't do so well.
And
It's Harry
Amanda,
and
do you
Meghan.
remember what that executive at Spotify described Harry and Meghan as? A couple of grifters.
Wow.
And they are, aren't they?
Well, then who's the idiot there? Harry and Meghan or
By the way,
people got
who
grifted?
wants to see a programme about polo for a kick?
The Americans will.
They won't.
They do. They love royalty. They love glitz and
how
glamour.
many people go watch polo? Compared to, say,
Doesn't matter.
football.
Doesn't
Nobody goes to
matter.
see polo. You want to know why?
matter.
Because it... Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anyway, it's time for a bad ad.
Monday's girl is fine and hip. And this S-curl style says my hair is whipped. Wednesday's girl, I can persuade. With this look, I know my hair is laid. With S-curl style, I'm good to go. And Friday's girl lets me know. Sunday's girl is the best. She
Makes him forget all the rest.
for smooth styles, S-curls going on. For the man's look.
So I couldn't quite work with... He's got 7 girlfriends, one for every day of the week.
Yeah.
What was the advert for? What was the product?
It's a hair relaxant for afro hair. So it relaxes your hair from
Right.
being tight curled like mine to being slickery. And
Okay, yeah,
like his.
so is it he'd relaxed his hair?
Yeah,
or
he's
the
relaxed
girls
his
had
hair.
relaxed
He's
theirs?
relaxed his hair.
Okay.
Yeah, and the woman at the end doesn't mind that he's dating 6 other women, and she's like, "And I make you forget the rest." It's like,
Really?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's classless.
what kind of...
Americans lacking
It's not
class.
class.
It is. I don't mind just shagging 6 other birds. I'm here now. It's Sunday. No.
Yeah, but perhaps she thinks she could sort of win the battle.
Oh, that's what they all think.
Yeah.
They never can.
All love a bad boy.
So you say to him, who are you going out with now? The Magnificent Seven. I mean, seriously. Well, I'll tell you what. We're coming towards the end of the show.
Thank God for that.
And it's been excellent. It has been excellent to have your company, Amanda Devlin, the Associate Showbiz Editor of The Sun. And that is JJ Anisiobi, a man for whom there is no hope.
Meghan Markle's cheerleader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do
truth
you
sayer.
actually, last question, do you ever actually talk anything but total shit? No, he doesn't, ladies and gentlemen, so that's it. Thank you very much to JJ Anisiobi, Amanda Devlin, but mainly thank you to me, Kevin O'Sullivan. What just happened? Thank you to you, especially in America and Britain and all over the world. We'll be back, same time, same place next week for another edition of What Just Happened? What just happened?